You're watching Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45.
And thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Sharon Stone. Details on those stories coming right up. But first, meteorologist Monty Montello is here. The first check of your weather on the One's forecast. And it was another day of our spring heat wave, Monty.
All the way back into the 80s today. Yeah, Sharon, so it's back to you, Sharon.
All right, see you then. Thank you, Monty. After more than 2 years, the remains of Private First Class Kelly Bordeaux have been found. And now 27-year-old Nicholas Holbert faces first-degree murder charges. He's an employee at the bar where she was last seen. And 2 years ago, he said he gave her a ride home. Vita McHale has the latest in the investigation and reaction from Bordeaux's family.
Relief.
Now, Holbert could face additional charges in this case. Fayetteville police say they worked on hundreds of tips, and they are thankful for the volunteers and officers who helped. The body was sent to the medical examiner's office. Now, the Army has released a statement on Bordeaux's death, saying our new hope is that her family, members of her unit, and her friends will take some comfort in this news and the degree of closure it may bring, as well as new information that this discovery may reveal. Some Triad parents are expressing concerns about a school field trip that focused on a reenactment of slavery. Colfax Elementary's 5th grade class took an overnight trip last month that involved a scenario of the Underground Railroad. The school admits it was not properly outlined beforehand. Caitlin Lockerbie has reaction in a story you will only see here.
Kylie Time Warner Cable News.
School leaders say this was the 5th year in a row the kids participated in the Underground Railroad reenactment, but acknowledged it was never indicated on the permission slip that parents signed. Davidson County parents are demanding improvements be made at the Stoner Thomas School for Kids with Disabilities. They say the outdated building lacks a cafeteria and handicap-friendly bathrooms and a playground. Amanda McKenzie spoke with some parents and the county about proposed changes. No one from the Davidson County School Board was available to comment about their proposed plans. Drivers who live or work in Winston-Salem may want to rethink the rush hour commutes. Construction crews are working to remove a pedestrian walkway near that old R.J. Reynolds factory, the same walkway that was damaged by flames earlier this year. The City Department of Transportation says detours are in place on 3rd and 5th Street for the block behind Linden Street and Vine Street. They say crews will be out working to make sure that work gets done as quickly as possible. Rod Ring with Winston-Salem DOT says the work will be a medium inconvenience for people traveling through the area, especially during peak traffic times. He suggests finding another route if possible, and drivers do have some options.
If you're heading east on 4th Street, our recommendation is to turn north on Patterson and turn back onto East 5th Street to get around the site. If you have a location that is our destination that's on Vine Street, you will be allowed to get to Vine Street, but there will be a full closure just past Vine Street on eastbound. For westbound 4th Street, you'll be able to get to Linden Street, and at Linden Street you'll be directed to 3rd Street and around the site.
Ring says the work should be done in 4 to 6 weeks. And coming up next here at 11 o'clock.
Well, heavy rain is up.
You're watching Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45.
And Monty, you expected we can see some changes. I wouldn't mind seeing a return to some more like spring-like highs.
Yeah, it's been, very summer-like out there, Sharon. I've noticed a lot of suntans lately.
Now here's tonight's Carolina Minute. 2 bodies found in the Cape Fear River near Elizabethtown have been identified as Robeson County Deputy Thomas Carter and Charlotte McClellan. Authorities say the 2 were involved in a jet ski accident. They say a fisherman found one of the bodies this morning and officers found the other. Both were still wearing life jackets. A real estate agent was attacked during a home showing. Now the accused attacker is behind bars. Salisbury police say Brian Cooper held the woman at knife point during an appointment. The realtor used a code word on the phone to signal to coworkers something was wrong. Governor McCrory laid out his intentions for the state budget today. He outlined several key areas of focus, including improvements to the DMV and funding for state employee raises. He also mentioned spending cuts that will affect many government departments. These stories and more available anytime on Time Warner Cable News. Well, tonight we continue our series on finding love in the 21st century. With almost 50% of marriages ending in divorce and more adults choosing to remain single longer, the dating scene is dramatically changing. Our Julie Fertig shows us one dating option where timing is critical to finding a match.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being here.
The speed dating coordinator says dating is tougher for single ladies over 40 because there are more single women than men in that age group. Tomorrow, Brittany Edney takes a look at people choosing their careers over long-term relationships. Let's get a last check of that forecast now with Monty Montello.
Seems like dating has become more of like a job interview here. Yesterday we were talking about, having a profile online. So
a lot of thought to put into it these days, I guess.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So here's what we got out the bus stop here tomorrow morning. Could have some